figure skating legend Nancy Kerrigan speaking out for the first time about the 2010 arrest of her brother in connection with their father's death. We're going to talk to Nancy exclusively in a moment, but first her story. Talented, ambitious, and elegant on the ice, Nancy Kerrigan was a sight to behold.
Nancy was the it girl of the Kerrigan family.
A beloved figure skater, Kerrigan captured America's imagination.
Nicely done!
And won bronze at the 1992 Winter Olympics. 2 years later, she made headlines again.
Why?
After being attacked and clubbed on her knee while training. The vicious assault, it turned out, was planned by rival Olympic skater Tanya Harding's ex-husband, Jeff Gillooly.
Pretty upset and angry that someone would do this.
Kerrigan went on to win a silver medal at Lillehammer in 1994 as her overjoyed parents cheered on.
Brenda and Daniel Kerrigan's daughter has seized the moment.
Kerrigan moved beyond the devastating episode. Her skating career thrived. But in 2010, tragedy struck again. Her 70-year-old father, Dan Kerrigan, died of heart failure in his home after an altercation there with his son Mark, Nancy's brother. Prosecutors charged Mark with involuntary manslaughter in his father's death.
Not guilty as to count 001, Mr. Foreperson?
Not guilty, yes.
My family has never believed at all that my brother had anything to do with my father's death.
Cleared of manslaughter, Mark Kerrigan was convicted of assault and battery for the attack on his father.
2.5-year sentence in the House of Correction.
A family legacy with much joy, great pain, and many chapters yet to be written.
The fact is, what everyone remembers is that Nancy Kerrigan was the good girl in the play.
Nancy Kerrigan joins us now exclusively. Nancy, it's nice to see you. How you been?
It's just good. Good to see you again.
You've kept a low profile over the last couple of years, at least about speaking out. How have you been? What's life been like?
Pretty busy. I drive my kids everywhere. I have 3 kids. Matthew's 16, Brian's 8, and Nicole is now 5, going into kindergarten. So, I mean, I don't know, I guess by choice, because I drive and drive and drive and cook and clean, and, you know, that's basically what I do now.
How's your family doing? I know it's been tough since 2010 when your dad passed away after this altercation with your brother. Living through the trial, I know you and your mom stood by Mark through the entire thing. You didn't really think he should have been charged in it. No. What toll has it taken on your family?
Well, we've always been a strong family, close-knit, and exactly, my mom was there, so, you know, I mean, you've spoken with her. She's as blunt as they come and as honest, and she tells you what she thinks and how it is. So, yeah, I mean, he shouldn't have been charged. I mean, my dad had a heart attack, and that's that. So, and since then, we did the same thing we've always done, you know, take things one thing at a time, and you get through it, and life's challenging and hard, and we stick together and, you know, move on. Mark
served time in jail for this. He was released, I think, about a year ago. How is he doing? Has he gotten the help he needs? I know he had some difficult times in the past.
Yep, he's moved on. He's working every day, gets up at, I don't know, like 5 o'clock and is gone by 5:30 in the morning working, and, you know, it's just getting on with his life. You know, it's, I'm sure, not easy when it's brought up like this, because unfortunately, being my sister, it's brought up again, which is really too bad for him, because, you know, he wants to move on with his life. So
the other thing we mentioned in that piece is it has been nearly 20 years since that episode in Detroit, I think it was, where that happened, right?
Since the 94 Olympics and the Nationals.
Right, where you got clubbed on the knee with that baton. Does it seem like it's been 20 years? when you look back and you saw that tape, I don't know, what's it like to watch that video?
I guess it's, well, like anything, watching anything sort of horrific, it's disturbing to see anybody in pain. I mean, to think it's me, it's like
a little bit of an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, it's a lifetime ago, and but it's, you know, it hurts to see anybody in such pain. So it's strange to, you know, it's a long time ago. Life's moved on.
I understand that in the 20 years since then, as people come up to you on the street and they meet you, they tend to say one of two things. They either say, you should have won the gold medal, or they say, congratulations on the gold medal. It's funny how people's memories get kind of blurred over time.
Yeah, well, I think it was so, I mean, I only got second place by won or something. So it is, I think a lot of people really thought I should have won. So they just, at 20 years later, you just think, oh, she must have won. I think that. So, you know, it was exciting, and I was just happy with the performance, and to be able to even go and compete again after being attacked. It was such a thrill to be part of an Olympic team again, and to be able to represent our country.
I remember that night and those games in Lillehammer after the incident in Detroit, how much attention and how much pressure was on you that night of the finals. I mean, it must have been overwhelming.
I guess, but I was sort of, I don't know how you get in that, like, total focus. I think, you know, you can train and you can learn to focus and you can learn to do that, but it's to a different level when it's at such high level pressure. I think it just, you know, it's that I think only a few people maybe get to, but through adversity, you know, through having to work through something, you know, it's a little more than just concentration. And I don't know how you get there without someone sort of forcing you into it.
Well, you look great, and I'm glad
Thanks.
life is going so well as a mom, and still skating, from what I understand, some
a little
in
bit,
the fall
yeah.
and winter.
Yeah, I mean, I've pretty much done almost every year. I've done some events, and Jerry puts on different events. It's an Olympic year, so he has a skating show that he's doing this winter producing, but I get to, you know, come down to New York and support him. I was here last night at the Taste of Tennis, and he started World Tennis Day, so we're a lot of tennis in our family now, too.
Nancy, it's great to see you.
Thanks.
Nice to catch up.